How do you do billions of damage in Hydra now that Cadaver's nerfed? I got you. I'm super pumped about this. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? Might be a little bit of a long one because you guys keep asking for full runs. So I'm here to deliver that this morning. We need to talk about Hydra. We're going to talk about Trunda. We're going to talk about Cadaver teams. We're going to talk about all different kinds of stuff here in this video. And I'm very excited to hear from you guys in the comments below. Remember, the #1 way you can help videos grow on YouTube is that like button. So head down there if you appreciate this topic and hit that like button. Now let's jump into our topic, which is going to be how to do billions of damage in Clan Boss. Hydra Clan Boss to be specifically. If you notice here, we're in first place, and that's in large part to my key here, and I ended up doing my key on normal. I had been testing this so much on hard, and I could not get it to work. There are a couple changes that I made that I'm going to go over before we jump into the new team that I'm using. So let me get that on screen here for you, and you can see that this is the strategy that I ended up using to get 6.3 billion damage out of Trunda, okay? Shu-zen doing an embarrassing almost 0 damage. Lydia doing a lot here thanks to the Hex, and same as the Yumikos. Now, if we're talking about Vizix in this team, #1, yes, I did like her. #2, she died fairly early in the fight, and I just continued the fight. I was like, I need practice with this new team. I'll just keep going, and if something goes wrong, then I'll reset it, and I will, I'll choose a different champion or use Vizix again and see what's going to happen. Either way, Vizix was completely irrelevant and could be anyone in this team. I think that this is the new meta team for Hydra for doing a lot of damage until they change Trunda, and they need to change Yumiko both. Those are the two champions that need changes. So why does Trunda actually do ridiculous amount of damage? It's because of the coding on the A2. Now, I'm no expert on that, but what I believe is happening is when she does this and then attacks all other enemies with the second hit, that second hit is getting all of the damage multipliers again. So it gets, all of these boosts the first time on the first hit, and then it gets all of the boosts on the second hit, making it even bigger, which is why you get those, 30 to 50 million damage hits with all 4 heads being decapitated, which is pretty easy to do on normal. It's much harder to do on hard, but that is my goal, is to get this team doing hard, and then I'll be just, getting crazy amounts of points again, just like starting out with Cadaver, okay? So that's what would need changed. We would just need the coding changed, and on this one, I don't think she needs a complete nerf like Cadaver did. I think she just needs coded to maybe make that second burst damage not crit, or bring it down. I don't know. We need to bring down the damage on Trunda for sure in this situation. The second thing that needs changed is Yumiko here. Decreases the cooldowns by 3 turns, and this should have another line here, so here's what it should say. Oh, actually, it doesn't say that on Kaimar's. I thought I was planning on pulling up Kaimar's skill, but Kaimar, he just doesn't get his skills cooled down. Like, this skill can't be cooled down, and that's why you can't, Kaimar reset, with 2 Kaimars. That should be the same thing with Yumiko. There should be a line there that says, in her skill description, it should say, this will not decrease the cooldowns of this champion's skills. You know, doesn't work if there are 2 Yumikos in the team. Like, that's I don't know exactly the wording, but you get my point. Like, the 2 Yumikos can't cool down each other's skills. That just leads to these broken teams. So if they were to fix those 2 things, I'm quite sure this team would still be good. The only difference is it wouldn't be doing 7.5 billion, almost 7.6 billion damage. And look at the difference, okay? My dude Chronic has an insane account. Like, 2 billion points is very good. Like, look at these teams, okay? He got ridiculous damage with double Acrisia. He has another Acrisia for Brutal. He has a really solid team with double Supreme, Supreme Gallic, I always say his name wrong, for Hard. And I did more than all of his teams put together. That should not be possible. That's why we're saying that this needs a change. Now, you know that Polarium is going to drag their feet. They're going to probably not do it. It's going to, just like with Cadaver. So you can go build this. The number one question I'm going to get asked is, what are the replacements for this team? Okay, well, you know you can put anyone in Vizix's spot. If I had a second Trunda, that's what would go there. It would be way higher if there was a second Trunda. Way higher. If I ever get a second Trunda, this will be out of control, okay? Number 2, if you don't have the Yumikos, then you need to make a more real team. But you can put Kaimars here, you can put Nia here, you can put any champions that reset the cooldown or lower the cooldowns. You could put freaking Painkeepers there, okay? If you wanted to. I don't know what the best thing would be. If I didn't have Trunda, I would probably put other damage dealers there to try to keep that, and maybe a Nia. You know, I would build a more realistic team with, you know, filling out all of the abilities, like probably somebody for block buffs, etc. Lydia, everybody should have her. I like her in Cursed. That's been really good for me. Shu-zen is so ridiculous. I can't even... she's so good. That has been a complete game changer. She's gone in so many different teams now. Let me bring up her kit. Hold on. Okay, this fake doll looking chick, which, man, I hate her render. I think it's terrible. I think it was one of the worst ones they've done in a while. It looks like a subpar, very subpar. Anyway, her A1's good. It's completely irrelevant. The A2 is the thing, okay? She has all of the buffs. Increase attack, increase crit rate, increase crit damage, and then instantly gives Trunda a turn. And this is the thing that allowed my team to work, okay? Now, I don't think that this is necessary for this team, but these buffs are necessary, okay? And then here, you're going to use this a couple times throughout the fight, but in general, no. I actually think shu-zen is just a good Hydra champion in general, because she has the increased speed, decreased speed combination that we look for in champions. Like, this is why Nikmo is good. It's exactly this. And then she has this amazing ability here to buff someone and give them a turn, you know? And I think that that's so good. Like, especially if you're putting like Nia and shu-zen on a team together with maybe Newt could be a cool combination, or whatever damage dealer you want to cycle through their abilities. This is very strong. It's very, very strong. And then her passive, I mean, she doesn't really need accuracy here, but, you know, that's pretty cool too. And her aura is amazing for arena battles, but obviously not important here. So, who do you use if you don't have her? The main person I was using before that was Mashald. And then you can just keep Trunda at 100% crit rate. You can keep your damage dealer at 100% crit rate, and you'll get the crit damage bonus. Also, Mashald does tons of damage. He boosts the turn meters. you know, he does a lot of good things, okay? So Mashald would be up there on the list for me to use. But you could also use anyone with those types of buffs. Increased crit rate, increased crit damage, but Trunda really needs increased attack somewhere in the team. So sometimes I was using Arbiter, for example. So I think another great option that everybody's going to have is going to be Helmet. He has increased speed, increased crit rate, increased crit damage on everyone. And then, I don't know, it's like the rest of this is not very good. You're just really relying on this to cycle through your abilities, okay? But somebody who is placing these types of debuffs, or I mean, these types of buffs, that's who you would want on the team. And last but not least, I think we could be using the new Fusion Epic Lady Quillen here. She's going to do increased crit damage and increased attack on all allies, which is very strong. And then, you know, her kit is all right. So it really is, you know, best if you can do shu-zen, but anyone who's doing those other types of buffs can really fit in that spot. Now, I think that this is definitely not the highest possible damage. I didn't get this on hard just yet. Maybe I need another damage dealer there in place of Vizix. I don't have a second Trunda, obviously, so if there's someone you recommend in that spot, let me know. But Vizix helped me keep up the decreased speed the whole time, so I think it would need to be a damage dealer that puts up decreased speed. But it also might just need to be whoever I can get to do the most amount of damage, which we're going to talk about in the next segment, and that's the team that we're going to highlight today to hopefully also get billions of damage, but I haven't run it yet, so I don't know for sure. So, what we're doing today is going to be coming over to Hard Hydra and running my key. You guys were very curious about this team last week, and I have made improvements on it, and so let's go ahead and talk about it. This is my new Cadaver team, and I'm pretty freaking pumped about it, guys. Honestly, I was more excited about this team than I was the team that did the 7-8 billion damage. I was more excited about this team, okay? Now, what I did was I ended up taking Brogni out. I don't think that he is actually necessary. He is awesome and still very good, but I'm getting a lot more damage doing it this way. Also, I thought about putting the thumbnail as Draco is the hidden gem, but maybe I just need to do a thorough series on damage dealers for Hydra. But what we're starting to see is that endgame players can take any normal damage dealers and get a lot of mileage out of them and crazy damage numbers from them in Hydra, okay? Like this A1 here can smack for 1,000,000 damage on his A1. And then obviously we have the poisons and the decreased defense and weaken. Not only did I need to put someone in here to replace Lydia, but I also wanted another damage dealer. And so I took Draco out of my clan boss team, which I need to do a video on, my new clan boss team. And then I started pulling in champions from other teams. Turvold in this team, as I said last week, can hit for 1 to 2 million damage per hit. Okay, so the reason why Turvold comes in this team in place of Cadaver is because this skill here, the damage increases according to the number of buffs on him, alright? And this team is obviously designed to keep the buffs up. And in this team, since we have multiple ways to increase the buff duration, we can do this ability, which we just talked about how powerful this combination of buffs is, right? And then his A1 is very strong as well, okay? His A1 is very strong. But it's really this on the 3-turn cooldown. Oh, so good. I think the Faction Crypt aura is embarrassing about his kit, and I hope that they will change that. But obviously, Turvold is good. He's been in the meta from time to time. So Turvold is going to be amazing in this team. Obviously, we know Terrace is good, okay? But really, the only important thing in this team is Turvold plus the buff extenders. Now, I have 3 buff extenders here, right? Because Terrace does it, Chris does it, Lanicus does it. And then I have an ally attack champion in Cardial because, wowzers, we're going to get so much mileage out of that. We're going to get the turn meter boost from Terrace. Words are hard. We're going to get decreased speed and an AoE from Krisk. We are going to get Draco's A1, and we're going to get Turvold's A1. And my expectation for this team is a lot of damage. I have tested the beginning of the run, but obviously you can see I haven't completed the run. So I'm going to get some music set up. I'm going to talk for part of the time, and then we'll be able to see the run here. I might, you know, not talk for a part of it or mute myself if we just want to speed it up. So let's jump into the run and see how it goes. All right, now one thing of note here is that I would not, you know, count on the length of this run in your thought process, because I'm going to have to do YouTube stuff like pause the video at times and all of that stuff. So the timer's going to keep going even if I'm not doing anything. So with this team using Lanicus, we feel free to put these buffs up anytime and just hope we get another turn, okay? A lot of times what I'll do is when the cooldown is there, I'll try to cycle through it. We're going to want to put all of the buffs up. We're not going to be able to extend the Revive on Death. And I do the Provoke here on the first turn. I want to hold off on doing Terrace's A3 because Draco needs to do the decreased defense and weaken. He's built for damage and not speed. All right, here you go. Are you ready to see a head decapitated? Almost decapitated on just those two hits from the one ability, okay? Which is absolutely crazy. And then we're going to come in here and decapitate. And then we're going to put up all of the buffs. We're going to extend them. Now we got feared, okay? I actually have been curious if it would be more damage if I take out the fear head. And I don't know the answer to that. So, but I think I can kill him here. Great. And you're just going to see a tremendous damage output from all of these champions. Again, we'll cycle through the abilities here. And then we'll want to target the head of Mischief every time possible. Want to target the head of Mischief every time possible because look at this, first of all. 870,000 without an ideal situation. You're going to do the most damage targeting this exposed neck. Each head has their own neck stats. Such a weird thing. Alright, are you ready to see some insane damage? This is without decreased defense. We did not land the decreased defense, okay? 1.3, 1.3. So 2.6 million damage. And we're getting a lot of damage from Cursed out of Krisk as well. You can see his health bar just going down. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put the Provoke here. I don't know if that's 100% necessary. And the decreased defense is now up. So we're already doing 20 million damage on turn 3. So I have high expectations for this. We want to keep the buffs up, even though that means missing a turn. We'll keep attacking here. 400, 400. Buff extension. So you can see that this team does an incredibly high rate of damage. Okay. And then what we can do also, when you put the poisons up, we might want to kill this head here, actually. Suffering. But I think right now we're just going to attack the exposed neck. Increase our damage threshold. There's no decreased defense there. There's no decreased defense anywhere. Let's attack here. Yeah, he had this up here. That was probably a mistake. Probably should have just attacked here for 1,000,000 damage. That's a good way to get damage through, is when you have the Hex. It's going to be a little challenging for me to talk and record this at the same time, so just bear with me while we're doing that. One of the manipulations that you want to use as much as possible is the turn meter depletion for killing this head here. That is something that you're going to want to do as much as possible. By putting those buffs up with Cardiol, remember we're adding damage to a lot of our team. Turvold's going to get the damage bonus, and so is Terrace. 1.7, 1.8. So we did almost 4,000,000 damage there on just his A3, which is incredible. Now you want to try to get the poisons and put as many debuffs here as we can. I'm not sure if it's worthwhile. Watch this hit. We did over 1.4 million damage on all of the heads. The damage output in this team is crazy. I don't know if it's going to be correct that we would do more damage with Draco's A1 or not. That is something that I kind of want to just think about and test. Because look, 1,000,000 damage with 5 debuffs. So. And then Krisk should be taking the majority of the damage. Or Krisk, yeah, of the damage. As well as he should be the target of Mischief when Mischief comes out. Kick back, put your feet up, grab your cup of coffee. I know that I have mine, but I'll be definitely drinking some coffee during this. So sit back and relax. Hopefully the music's not too loud, because I'm recording with the music instead of adding the music afterwards, just for my own entertainment. You can see we do have buffs here, but they're currently not extended, so we are a little bit short on buffs right now. So we want to replace those from our other champions. Oh, this is going to smack. Nice. This is the Head of Suffering's stub, so you're going to do less damage on that because he's the tanky boy. Do I want to do this first? I believe so. Good call. And then I want to build up some buffs here, so I'm not going to take his extra turn there. I want those buffs sticking on him. Do we have decreased defense on everyone? Yes. Okay. 600. Can we kill... let's try to kill over here. Nice. We killed him with one AoE attack. Let's extend the buffs. Let's do a bunch of damage. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put this up here. And then... I don't know if we can decapitate through that. I don't know if it's gonna... We'll do no debuffs here. Almost 2 million damage with no debuffs, which is insane. Absolutely insane. So let me know if you are going to build any type of teams like this. I would love to hear from you guys about what your teams are like. I think we're just going to attack here. If we get cleansed, we get cleansed. This is going to be a lot more damage to attack over here. Same thing with this. Okay. We can put the block debuffs up. We can cleanse. This team is really, really strong, really thorough. The A1s are still smacking. It's like 1.6 million. What is it? Something like that? Okay. Hit. Million. It's just everybody is putting out high damage thresholds. And this is what you can do once you have like some end game builds here. I do need to show the builds. Hopefully I will remember to do that at the end of the video. I'm gonna target over here even though we don't have decreased defense. I want to try to kill him here so he doesn't put that life barrier on. Oh, we had the provoke. Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is fine. Now I can attack the stub. You know what? I can deplete the turn meters here of everyone. So I probably want to do that. Just A1. Gonna take a big half of his health. There we go. Sick. Do it. A1. Ally attack. We're at 100 million basically on turn 26. So my goal is 1 billion damage here. I think that we can hit that. As I said, I haven't run this through, so I don't know for sure. But that's the goal, is over 1 billion damage with this team. So either way, the damage output is very, very good. I'm not sure if this team would function on Brutal or not. Because the stats of the heads are so much higher on Brutal. I don't know, but that's something worth testing eventually. Look at those big numbers. Absolutely crazy. The decreased speed is helping us slow down the regeneration of the heads as well. And I think at this point you're kind of getting the you're getting the gist of what is this team, how does it work, what are the strategies that I'm putting in here, right? But basically everyone is replaceable on this team. I would say Turvold is the one that kind of is the hardest to replace, but there are definitely other champions who can do a lot of damage in Turvold's spot. 2.4 million damage on both heads. Obviously, Terrace is ridiculous. Obviously. So good. We're gonna find ways to get big numbers here, okay? We always will. No matter what changes they make in Hydra, we will always find ways to get big numbers. But that's the fun part, okay? That is the fun part, is finding the new ways. I guess I'm gonna A1 there. I don't really like it. I don't really have a good... I guess I could have tried to just not weak hit. Boom. Millions of damage per hit. It's incredible. It really is incredible. I guess I'm going to hit over here. Maybe I can boost the turn meter into... I got to be careful because Turvold can kill himself in situations like that. That is one thing that you really do want to be careful about. That was actually really close. We almost had to restart the run there. Oh, the poison cloud. $200K A1s. And you will see the buffs come off from time to time. It's not, you know, it's not 100%. And a lot of that has to do with the fear head and skipping turns. Yeah, we're still going to target here. Lanicus is weak affinity, but that doesn't really matter. I should have targeted over here with Draco. Same thing with this. Oh, I might have been able to kill him there. We'll just keep at it here with the hex damage. You can see ticking down the damage bars of the heads over here. We got that poison cloud out of there. Put up decreased defense and weaken on everybody. I think it would be a little bit better to get Draco faster, but I'm not 100% sure. It's big ol' smacks. Let's go. Let's just see if we can kill him. Almost. Replace the fears and then kill him. Perfect. And then Terrace A1, super underrated. Boosting the turn meter of everyone is so good. All right, I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take myself off screen. I'm gonna mute myself, and I'm gonna speed this up for you guys. All right, now we're here at the end of the run. We have just a couple turns to maximize our damage here. 1.1 billion damage. That is outstanding. We want to see if we can get in any last damage here. If I do that, then Turvold will not get another turn. So let's get that last hit in. 1.1 billion damage on hard Hydra. And behind me we have Cardial doing 60 million, Krisk 260 million, Lanicus 30 million, Terrace 259, Draco 128, and Turvold coming in with the big damage 361. This is, in my opinion, a huge accomplishment. So, also ridiculously long run, an hour 31 here. Hopefully the video is not that long for you. Let's come in here and complete the run and then take a look at the gear. All right, thank goodness there were no errors. That was pretty rough. So we have 1.1 billion damage on hard. That's pretty crazy. I don't think that's gonna show up right away. So let's come up here and take a look at the builds. I would love to show you all of the builds for that team as well as the other team so you can get a comparison here. Basically, we have a tweaked out Savage Arena type build. He's not that fast, okay? He's only 171. We're not going to be putting people at 100% crit rate because we're using that crit rate buff. We have 8,000 attack, 279 crit damage, which I'll be honest, that crit damage we can work on. This is a build that can still be improved. The attack stat, pretty crazy, I'll be honest, but the crit damage a little bit low. So I need to work on that and manage that a little bit as well. Here are the Masteries. I think I'm just going to turn myself off while I'm explaining all of this so I don't have to keep flipping the camera back and forth. But your damage dealers, you want to have Helm Smasher. It adds a significant amount of damage. And then Phantom Touch on him. Krisk is going to be in Cursed and Righteous. He's got 253 speed, HP and defense, and then a significant amount of resistance. His accuracy could be a little bit higher, but it's for hard. You know, this build is tailored for hard, so I don't need that much. If we change to brutal, I would need like another 100 accuracy there. It would go up significantly. We have Brimstone on him, which I'm not honestly sure is a good thing. I think that this actually should be Cruelty. I bet that would add a significant amount more damage. We don't really have anyone with Cruelty, except Lanicus. And Lanicus should probably be Phantom Touch. So I'm going to make those swaps right now for next week. And then let me know what you guys think about that. Dark Cruelty. Choose that. And then Krisk's Masteries here. This is the Masteries that I have for him right now. We kind of split the accuracy and buff extension. Terrace, this is just my Arena Terrace. His total stats here, I'm trying to get him to 100k, but we're not quite there yet. I could lower his crit rate, but I don't really want to because obviously I use him in Arena. Then his Masteries here, we have, again, Helm Smasher. I don't know how to feel about this support tree. I feel like I should change that. I haven't changed his Mastery since I originally built him. And then his blessing is going to be Life Harvest. I feel like that's necessary for Arena, but if I was going to do this just for Hydra, I would probably change his blessing. Also, Ward of the Fallen is really crazy on him, and I kind of want to try that out. So I'm going to actually make that switch as well. I've been meaning to try Ward of the Fallen on him. I don't think that changes his total stats, no. And then Lanicus here is just as fast as I can make her, right? 339. She does have resistance, though. And then we have the refresh accessories. I don't have a refresh banner, because I don't have one that will really fit the build. But that's something I'll be working on. We just changed to Phantom Touch, and then War Master on her plus counterattack. Cardial over here. This is the same build I've used for quite a while on Cardial. I think that I changed this recently, this resistance chest. His skills are actually based on attack, and he has Phantom Touch. So let's actually, now that I have some oil again, let's go ahead and level that up. That should give him some more damage for next week as well. We're just making improvements as we go through the video here, right at the end. Thank you for sticking with me all the way till the end. There's still some glyph space here on the new banner that is available, so I will be able to increase that. We have, again, these accessories from the 3v3 shop are incredible, and then the Phantom Shogun improvements as well. And we have him in Relentless. We have him super fast with resistance. Phantom Touch again as well. And then War Master, counterattack. And last but not least, we have the new Draco build, which is just like a damage-dealing build in Savage and Cruel. So we have his total stats at 7k 266. This is actually a very difficult build for me to be able to achieve. I think maybe I should increase the speed and lower the damage, though. Let me know what you think about that. And then he has Brimstone, which did come into play a couple times. It's 1-star blessing, so I don't think it really matters, but maybe it should be Phantom Touch. And then these Masteries, I like quite a bit. I think this worked pretty well. Let me know what you think about the builds. Let me go pause the video and get the builds for the other team as well so you can see those. All right, so let's take a look at the builds here for the other team. This is the first team we talked about in the video. So we're going to have the Vizix build, which I liked a lot, and I'm really curious to see what kind of damage she can put out once we try her out in the team fully. Here's my arena build. Not free-to-play friendly at all. This is my first champion over 400 speed, so she cycles through her abilities crazy fast. We have Polymorph on Vizix, which that was for a different video, so I feel like we can do something different here with that as well for next week. Probably just Phantom Touch. And then shu-zen, I feel like she needs Temporal Chains for Arena. The Masteries are pretty typical stuff. I would love to switch to Cycle of Magic here instead of Evil Eye. I think that would be great. And probably Master Hexer instead of Spirit Haste. I don't know that I'm ready to do that right now. And then the Masteries on shu-zen are Arena Masteries that I'm not really going to change. She doesn't do a lot of attacks, so offense tree is kind of unimportant. She's super fast anyway. The Trunda build is the one that you're probably going to want to pay attention to. You want to just stack as much damage on her as humanly possible. We're going to have the crit rate buff, so we don't need 100% crit rate. We're going to take extra turns with shu-zen, so we don't need speed. So we got 81k attack, almost 300% crit damage, pretty dang slow. If I was running a second Trunda here, then I would make the second Trunda a lot faster. Oh, skills. We have a lightning cage on her. I don't know if that's correct or not, but it's good. And then over here we have Helm Smasher. Again, that's what you definitely want, Helm Smasher. The both of the Yumikos are super fast, and they do have a little bit of resistance, okay? Here's the slower one, is 295. And then her Masteries are just for this and dungeons and stuff. And then the faster one, this is the one that I use in, like, you know, my main arena teams. She's got 651 accuracy for arena with that speed, and then just a little bit of resistance that I could put on her. Oh, she has the Life Harvest Blessing for arena as well. And then over here, she has Arena Masteries. they're not taking that many, they're not doing that many hits, they're not doing that much damage. Then the Lydia build, she's the one with cruelty in the team, which is very important, and the curse set as well. And then she has 278 speed, a little bit of crit stats, some accuracy, a little bit of resistance. The little bit of resistance actually really helps. And then these are pretty old masteries on her, but this is what I was using for that team. So a lot of different ways that we can improve our teams and our damage. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know this is a lot longer of a video than what we would normally have. You guys requested this, so make sure you hit that like button. And, bro, if you made it all the way to the end of this long video, kudos to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm MtgJedi. Now I gotta go edit all this together real quick and post it today. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.